Listen up, everybody. This will only take a second. I just want to tell you all about the cool app that I use to record both of my podcasts called Spotify for Podcasters. You too can download it, start your own podcast, maybe make video podcasts. Or if you want to make a little coin, baby, with your podcast, you can do so using Spotify for Podcasters. So download the app today.
What is going on, everybody? We have our own playlist now up on Spotify that we have put together of just a handful of several different songs that we like to listen to throughout the day that just kind of help us get through the day. So go check out the playlist, see what you think. Let us know some songs that you would like to hear on the playlist, and we'll see if we can get them in there. But we're going to be changing the playlist up throughout time, so it's not always going to be the same songs. But come check it out. Tin Roof playlist over on Spotify.
Man, feels like it's been a hot minute. Really, I mean, technically, I guess I only took 1 week off from posting an episode, and here we are. Just getting ready to kind of chill. I'm actually recording this on a Friday. I've got some really cool stuff coming up soon with this podcast. The break was nice, needed, didn't exactly go the way I wanted to. I think I want to get more into that on calloused hands than here. But so some news happened while we were taking our break. Sleep Token signed with RCA. That might be the biggest news. And so I'm kind of disappointed in my brain and going with it right away. But yeah, so Sleep Token, they are signed with RCA now. And that's kind of a big deal because they're the only metal album, or not album, but band on RCA Records at the moment. That's kind of a big deal and pretty cool. It'll definitely be interesting to see what they do with RCA. It's been labeled by a couple people, Nick Nocturnal as one of them, as it being a new era for Sleep Token. And so I was curious as to where they were going with it or whatever. And Sleep Token went through some stuff that I didn't fully get, and that was right after the Wembley Arena show where Vessel lost his voice, but they ended up, somebody hacked their Instagram account and put Vessel's birth certificate up there. So they shut it down. They deleted the Instagram and totally got rid of it there for a while, but then they've got one back up now, which is where they posted the picture with tagging RCA Records. And so it's a pretty big deal. Man, pretty cool for them. Really, I don't know how much more I can break it down than that. Pretty simple stuff. Oliver Anthony's been killing it though. He went over to, where was it? Ireland and a couple other places. Did almost like a small European tour, and did pretty good from what I understand on it. So that's really cool. And then he Opry debuted Tuesday night last week, and this week really, because I'm recording it on Friday, but for whenever this drops on Monday, it'll be last week. So almost 6 days apart from this episode to when he debuted. But then the coolest thing was him and Randy Travis took a picture together. Randy on his walker thing, and what Randy said was really, really cool and kind of touching because Oliver's new blood, I guess, so to speak, in country music, and getting recognized by Randy Travis, especially with what Randy said, it was a high compliment for sure. Because he said, there's still a few good old boys out there, and I can't remember what all else was said, but really touching. Kind of a big deal. A little bit of a shock, I guess, in a sense. Not that not in the sense of, oh, I can't believe he said that about him, but more like, wow, that is such a high compliment in my opinion, obviously. But Oliver has definitely earned it. I feel he's dropped several good songs, like obviously the big one, Richmond, North of Richmond. But I really dig me some '90s Some Chevy. That's a really good song. Um, Dude's been staying busy for sure with touring and stuff. I guess it's his full-time job now. You know, just I'm kind of like just in awe of how some of these independent people are able to essentially break that algorithm and just get a huge run. I mean, Sleep Token, yeah, they're on a record label and everything, but they even did it uh, here recently with their stuff. And every once in a while, bands can break through like that. Like I said, Sleep Token, they had The Summoning, Oliver Anthony, Richmond, North of Richmond. And even before those two people, Ryan Upchurch kind of did that with his stuff. And he's currently sitting number one on the rap charts with Blue Jeans 2. It wasn't for me, but if it is for you, go check it out. I do usually like at least one or two songs on the Upchurch album, and I'm not saying like it's a bad album or I don't think it deserves to be number one or anything like that. It's just it's not for me. Um, Dude did some good work on it, a lot of good work, and these independents are just gaining so much popularity in country music. You got those two guys that Upchurch has done several country albums: Everlasting Country, Real Country, Concert for the Crickets. I think those are all of his country ones, but dude's done some good country work for sure. The whole point of this though is that these independents are killing it, and Nashville has attempted a couple of times to bring in former pop icons, rappers or whatever, like they did it with Chingy not that long ago. They did it with somebody else, and I can't remember who it was, but it didn't work. And now Beyonce is holding the number one spot with Texas Hold'em. I heard a little bit of it in a sound clip, and it's not awful. Probably one of the better like poppy country songs that's out there right now. So in that sense, I think it deserves number one, but it's not like country. I mean, it might be able to compete with some Shania Twain, but I'm not. It's not for me. I prefer my old school country stuff, and more than likely, if you're listening to this podcast episode, you do too, because you're here because you like stuff like Cody Jinks, Charlie Pride, Tyler Childers, Waylon Jennings, David Allen Coe. The list goes on and on. There's a long list of other things that you would much rather be listening to, or maybe you're a metal fan, or whatever. But the thing, my point is, if you're listening to this, you're probably not listening to Beyonce exactly, unless your significant other makes you. But for what it is, yeah, it'll do. It'll be all right. Just not for me. I really figured it would take me a little bit longer to cover all this news, in all honesty. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that had gone on. Oh, you know what? Ministry just had a thing happen with them. Hang on. Where's that at? It was kind of a big deal. Okay, Al Jorgensen says Ministry making one more album, then breaking up. And this is, as of 2 days ago, this is from Revolver. And it's kind of a big deal. And so industrial metal pioneers begin to wind down. Now, they've been around for a long time. Ministry's been around since 81. And so 40 years. And, I mean, been killing it for 40 years. they did take I totally forgot about this. So they took a hiatus in 2008, and before, like between 81 and 2008, they dropped 11 albums, and they've done 5 more since 2011. But Al Jorgensen has revealed after this year's Hopium for the Masses, very clever, and they did it as like one word. But he's only got one more in the tank before the band calls it quits. So Al, Uncle Al Jorgensen, whatever, he says he can't do it anymore. Which 40 years of just metal. I don't even know what the word should be, but oh, former bassist Paul Barker from 86 to 03 will be rejoining the band for this last album. And okay, so Hopium for the Masses was actually, so that's the one coming out this year? Okay. So we're getting Hopium for the Masses, and then we're going to get one more from Ministry after that. Okay, so here goes with the quote. As Jorgensen put it, there isn't any dire reason for Ministry's conclusion. He just feels that after all these years, he feels satisfied with the creative evolution of the band and is ready to put it gracefully to rest. I mean, 40 years, that's pretty awesome. You can't knock any of that at all. You know, like somebody working a job, doing it for 40 years, they want to retire. Yeah, you're not going to get upset with somebody. What do you mean you don't want to put these car-togethers for another 20 years? No, it makes sense. I mean, time to rest, go fishing or whatever. I don't know. Uncle Al may not be somebody that wants to go fishing, but you get what I'm saying. Well, there is. So I found out that Lucero is going on tour, and like their first stop or their next stop, maybe it wasn't their first, but Lucero is coming to St. Louis, and I was super excited because I was like, ooh, I would love to go to that. Can't really afford the tickets right now because they're a bit pricier than what I thought they would be. But we've got some tour dates here, and if you are a fan, it's called the Get in the Van Tour. So February 29th, they're here in St. Louis at the Old Rock House. Then March 1st, they are in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Rev Room. March 2nd, Starkville, Mississippi. March 8th, Knoxville, Tennessee at Millen Mine. And March 9th, they are in the Ville at Basement East. Pretty cool deal there. If you aren't familiar with Lucero, I'm going to add today a couple of Lucero songs to the Tin Roof playlist. That way you can check them out. I highly recommend checking them out. I was trying to read a little bit of their stuff here. So in June 2024, this was the first thing that I saw, and then I saw the other thing this morning. Yeah, so I ended up getting interrupted yesterday while recording this podcast episode, and then had to start up again. But in June 2024, we have Indianapolis, Indiana, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Savannah, Georgia, Maquoketa, Iowa, and Bloomington, Illinois in June. So if you are a Lucero fan, there's some dates for you. Man, like I would love to go see Lucero this week. I might try and figure that out somehow. But the tickets are way more than what I had expected them to be. And that's a Thursday, and unfortunately, 2:40 for work comes really early. The joys of working the grave robber shift as opposed to the graveyard shift. So, yeah, man, guys, it's good to be back. Not even gonna lie. And with the way things fell for this week, I just finished recording another episode before I got back into this one. I'm going to be transparent with you on this because I'm super excited about it. We've got some really cool things coming coming, down the pike. Yeah, so there will be a special episode dropped this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. So Wednesday morning, there will be a new episode out, a special episode that I'm super excited to drop. Had a really good time with it, and you'll see why. It was a load of fun. We're gonna talk a lot of things in that one. That'll be a good time. I don't want to give away any secrets, but we're getting close to kind of where I wanted to wrap it up. I wanted to keep this episode short because the next couple episodes, I'm probably going to talk y'all's ear off, and not just me, but well, there you go, not just me. We've got some cool stuff coming, guys, and I'm really excited about it. Really happy with how things are turning out at the moment. I'm feeling really good. In my head, the break didn't line up the way I wanted it to. But we'll talk more about that on the other podcast. So, anxiously look forward to Calloused Hands this week because we're gonna be discussing some stuff there. Man, I'm feeling good though, ready to go. But we're not wrapping up just yet. I want to talk one more thing. I'm wanting to start doing a few more videos with Tin Roof stuff on YouTube as well as like TikTok and everything. And one of the things that I have seen that I thought might be fun to talk about is there's this channel where it films people's reactions to music, and in particularly the video that really caught my eye was Gen Z people reacting to Slipknot. And I wish I would have like started doing some sort of recording right away because my blind reaction was fantastic. It would have been extremely entertaining because like the first song they do is Wait and Bleed, and these Gen Zers, go check it out. I will try to remember to put the link in the bottom there in the description. Hopefully I can remember. But they're like, oh, why are they wearing masks? It's so scary, and all this other stuff. Like, why are they screaming? They're so loud. They're so like. And the first song, I don't remember if I said this or not, was Wait and Bleed. And Wait and Bleed's like one of my favorite ones by them. And after that, they went to Left Behind, which is another one of my favorites. And they're like, why are they screaming? And one of the girls was like, I like Taylor Swift. It was just really, really entertaining to me because I really thought more people knew who Slipknot was because like they were such a pop culture thing growing up. And I guess it was more like a pop culture shock because it was very much anti everything that was like put in our faces growing up, that they like became pop culture and transcending themselves for what they were doing. And it wasn't that like masks were a new thing because like GWAR's been around for forever, and GWAR wears masks and stuff, and there's other bands that wear masks. But what Slipknot was doing was different, and I just thought like more people, like even like Gen Zers, would know who Slipknot is. These kids did not, and it was funny because they get to the Before I Forget music video, and they have the masks off, and they're like, "Oh, thank goodness!" Like all of them were relieved, and then they show Corey's mask hanging from like a microphone stand, and they're like, one of the guys goes, "Oh, it's a skeleton mask," and at the time, Before I Forget, Volume 3, Subliminal Verses, Corey's mask was like more zombie-like than a skeleton. And so I was like, not quite. But they kept referring to it as like something they would see at Hollywood Horror Nights and stuff. And I don't know, like for me, like with what I grew up enjoying and everything, I thought it was really, really cool. But the best part was they show the opening clip for Duality, because they don't show the whole video in the like what you see the kids reacting to or whatever. They only show clips of the video that the kids are reacting to. And from what I've seen, because I haven't fully finished the video because I've seen it on TikTok, from what I've seen of whenever they get to Duality, they're like, the beginning's all calm and like, oh, it's a calm song. And like as soon as I saw that it was the Duality music video, I started laughing because if you've ever seen it, they destroy a house, like just this random house. They just decimate it, and I want to see their reaction whenever they get to the part. Like it's one of my favorite parts of any Slipknot song. It's where Corey like it's like it's almost as if everything stops. I don't want to say everything does stop because I don't remember. There might be like some instrument in the background, but it builds up and he goes, and I push my fingers into, and then he holds the "my" in a scream for like a peak, and it's not like for forever long or anything like that, but it's such a cool moment in the song because he's like, "Can I push my fingers into my," and just like holds it for forever. I love it, obviously, because I've repeated myself a little bit there. Man, it's a good day, guys. So yeah, I learned something that not everybody knows who Slipknot is, and what was common for me is not common for others. um, yeah, we're like 20 minutes in, guys, and so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all go. Hope you have a happy Monday, and we'll see you Wednesday this week, and then we'll see you. Sorry, dog hair everywhere. She's shedding like crazy, and she didn't get a chance to really have my attention whenever I was recording the other podcast. So she was all up in my face while I was trying to record this one. Yeah, man, we'll see you all later this week on Wednesday, and then of course we'll see you right back here on Monday on the Tin Roof podcast.